Yo, 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 yo. We live? We live? We live right now? Is this working? If you in the chat, say what's up. I got some thoughts about that first half. Where my headphones at? I want to be able to hear myself. Yeah. Yo, man, this first half kind of has me a little frustrated, if I'm being honest. This first half has me a little frustrated, if I'm being honest. First of all, what's up? If you're tuning in, this is the first time. This is the first time we're doing this. I don't know how popular this is gonna be. It's something I want to do. Talk at halftime. You know, a lot of people live stream during the game. A lot of people live stream after the game. I figured I might be able to find my little niche, my little pocket, if you will, at halftime. So, first of all, if you're here, what's up? How you doing? Hope you're enjoying yourself. Don't forget to hit that like button. Let's run up the likes on this. Let's make this a thing, man. Halftime adjustments with the Breakroom. Number one, numero uno. People said I was tripping when I had said that Joel Embiid looked bad during that practice. And everybody said it's just practice. Well, now we can stop with the whole it's just practice stuff. Because Joel Embiid looks terrible to start this game. I made some notes. First, we're going to talk about some thoughts that I have, some notes that I have, and then we're going to talk about the things I think we need to make as far as adjustments go. Okay? But I'm just going to read off the list. If you hear what's up, say what's up in the chat. Merrick Pixel, what's good, bro? Joel looks like he's bored. No, Joel looks like he's out of shape. Joel just looks like he's out of shape. Let's get this box score up for you guys in case you haven't been able to watch. You don't know what's going on. John's daughter is gorgeous. What kind of ad is this? But yeah, man. I mean, take a look at the box score real quick. PJ Tucker, 2 points, +2 in the plus minus, 0 for 2 from 3, missed 2 corner threes, but he's got 3 rebounds and a block. Tobias Harris, 14 points. I'm going to talk about Tobias Harris. Joel Embiid, 11 points and the worst plus minus for our team right now. We're going to circle back to that one. Maxey has 9 points, 2 assists. Joel Embiid also has 6 rebounds. Let's acknowledge that. And then James Harden is knocking down some shots, man. 22 points in the first half, +9. Prince, what's good, bro? Ryan Rowe, what's up, bro? What's up? Don't forget to hit that like button again. I don't know how many people are going to tune in on the first one, but this is something that I want to do. Like I said it at the start, a lot of people go live during the game or go live after the game. I want to kind of have my own little niche where I come in and talk halftime. I'm a basketball coach for those who don't know, so halftime adjustments is like something that I'm keen on making. Some notes that I have. Let's talk about the offense first. What happened to the movement? What happened to the ball movement in the preseason? We were so excited as fans because it looked like the ball finally wasn't sticking. And in one of my previous videos, I made note that I felt like a lot of that had to do, especially in that first game when the ball was really flying around, that there was no James Harden, no Joel Embiid. And James Harden and Joel Embiid are ball stoppers. Pause. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, people hear that term and they think that it's like, oh, that means they're a bad player or they're bad. It's bad for the offense. Like, not always. When you have Joel Embiid and James Harden, well, you're damn right they better have the ball in their hands a ton, and you're damn right they're going to have to create. That's what they do. That's what makes them great. However, we saw in the preseason, even when James Harden and Joel Embiid came back, we saw them run different actions, okay? So if you're not familiar, if you guys watched that practice live, you heard Doc Rivers talking about Miami and drag and double drag. Right, these were different actions in transition that they were working on. So a drag screen is just having a big come and play trail pick and roll. Double drag, you have your big and your forward setting a double screen at the top. You know, they were running Miami where they were setting a double screen to the wing or corner. None of that was happening in this first half, really. Everything they did in the first half was just simple pick and roll and everybody just standing around. It was pick and roll and guys just standing around. And that was something, let me see if I could pull up. Can I like do this right now? I don't know if it'll work now, if it only works after the game, where I could pull up like moments. Yeah, it doesn't work right now. You could just see there were so many times where we're running some kind of pick and roll action, but the other 3 guys are just standing there. There's no cutting. There's no movement. There's none of it. There was literally none of it, right? And that's a problem to me. I don't know what happened to the offense and why all of a sudden we're right back to simple pick and roll instead of getting guys involved and moving the ball. The ball's flying around in the preseason and we're scoring easily, right? Like, work smarter, not harder. We're getting easier looks. Like, we had to grind and work for it tonight so far. Another thing that I want to talk about is the fact that even in pick and roll, we don't look good. And the reason why we don't look good is the corner guy. The corner guy needs to lift in pick and roll. Like, if I can't, let me see something real quick. Let's see. Can I do this real quick? If I pull up, let me see something for you guys. I'm gonna like, this is my first time doing this, so there's going to be some kinks. I'm going to just do this on the fly real quick. This isn't something I was necessarily planning to do, but let's say, all right, here's the court, right? 3-point line. Okay. So we often have Toby or PJ Tucker in the corner. Okay. You got James Harden here with the ball, and then you're going to have your big, which Joel Embiid has been playing at the high post a lot. He's coming up to set this ball screen, right? Okay. Now what's happening is let's add some defenders here. Let's add this help defender in particular. So you have the on-ball defender, and then you have the big who's going to slide up in this pick and roll defense. Well, usually bigs play drop in the NBA, but when you have an athletic big like Horford or you have Grant Williams, a lot of times they're actually hedging and they're stepping up to stop the ball. And then in the NBA, you don't want to give up any kind of shot. So this guy's going over the screen, and then you're having our big, Joel Embiid, roll to the basket. Well, what's supposed to happen here is on this roll, this help side defender has to slide over to take away the roll, or you're giving up a wide open layup. This corner defender should then be relocating. He should be sliding up so that when James Harden is coming off of this screen and he sees this help defender dive in and he has the big in the paint and his defender trailing, he can make this kick out to the corner. However, we have our shooters just standing around just watching, and they're not forcing this help defender into any tough situations. I promise you, if this guy starts sliding up, you're going to see this defender getting put in a predicament. Do I go with the shooter, or do I slide over to stop the roll? Right now, he doesn't have to do anything. By sliding over with this guy not moving, he's able to actually slide over and stop the roll and get back out on the shooter. He's able to guard 2 guys. So if you guys at home are watching, you're like, why is the pick and roll not being very effective? Well, that's a big part of it. This shooter has to lift, because if the shooter doesn't lift, then this defender right here is able to guard both guys without having to work very hard. So we need to fix that in the pick and roll. Now, let's talk about the defense. Number one, communication is terrible. We heard Doc Rivers talk about it in training camp interviews that the communication needed to be better, and that's very clear. There have been numerous times where, not so much on ball screens, but off ball screens. You know, for example, there was one play early on when someone set a back screen on PJ Tucker. Jason Tatum was wide open under the basket because not only did Harden not call out the screen, but also PJ Tucker, you could see, was pointing for him to switch, and he didn't switch. Should have been a wide open layup, but Jaylen Brown missed him. There's been so many off-ball screens that have not been communicated, and guys are getting wide open. In the first quarter, the defense was terrible. The Celtics were just missing shots. In the second quarter, the Celtics started hitting shots, right? Like, that's how you go from 24 in the first quarter to giving up 39 in the second. It wasn't that the defense got worse. It was just that shots that Boston was missing early on that you just knew they were going to start making, well, they started making, right? So the communication has to get better. We got to stop getting lost on screens. So all that's to say, what are the adjustments? What are the adjustments we need to make? Well, offensively, we got to make that adjustment in the pick and roll where the corner guy has to start relocating. The corner guy has to start relocating in the pick and roll. Either cut to the basket if it's a pick and pop, or you have to lift when It's called roll and replace. It's called roll and replace. One guy rolls, the other guy replaces him by flashing high, and you're going to get easier looks. The Tobias Harris corner threes will become open threes at the wing, right? PJ Tucker, he's had a couple of open ones because James Harden's put so much pressure on the defense. He's drawn a lot of help even in the pick and roll when guys aren't rotating the way they should. He's still drawing enough attention where he's been able to find a couple of guys. But I promise you, if we start lifting, it's going to get open. Joel Embiid didn't make the pressures of scoring and movement. Had to change by playing a better defense and offense, double team scoring. I agree. Just too much ball watching. Guys should cut more. Exactly. Let's talk about some individual players. James Harden, his lift is back. Like, he's taking a lot of the same shots he was taking last year where people said he was awful, but you can see he's healthier. You can see he's in shape and he's getting more lift on his shots, and that's why he's knocking them down. A lot of these same shots last year, at the end of last year, they were short. And you could tell he had to use more. He was using more arms and legs. Like, now he has that lift back. He has that, even Doc said he has that pop back, and you can see it in his jump shot. Now all of a sudden he hit the and 1-3, right? He's hitting step backs. Like, he's starting to look a little bit like his former self, and I'm curious if he can keep that going. We haven't seen him really get in the paint quite too often, but he has been getting in there. And when he does, he's finding shots for other guys, which is great. Embiid has been awful. Joel Embiid has been terrible tonight. Joel Embiid, I made a video about being concerned about Joel Embiid, and everybody dogged me in the comment section. This is what I was talking about. I'm not saying Joel Embiid is not still great. I'm not saying he's not top 5. I'm not saying he won't be an MVP candidate, but he's very clearly out of shape. When I tweeted that during the game and everybody started replying about the offense being stagnant and force-feeding him in a post, I'm not even talking about the offense. Look at him on defense. Just look at Joel Embiid on defense. He's just walking around. He's literally just walking around. He's not stepping up in pick and roll. He's playing drop, okay, but even his drop is very lazy. There was a sideline out of bounds where a guy just ran right by him and he just watched him. His guy is setting back screens. Horford, or whoever he's guarding on that particular possession, is setting back screens. He's not communicating anything. He looks like a loaf. He just looks like a loaf. Totally agree. Embiid looks disinterested and clearly out of shape. Exactly. Like, I'm not saying that he's bad in the sense of, like, he can't play anymore, but he's so out of shape, it's not even funny. Offensively, of course, he looks like he has some energy on offense because that's where he's exerting all his energy. I wish it was the opposite. I wish he was chilling on offense and playing hard on defense because at least other guys can score the ball. If you're chilling on defense, especially when you're in a lot of help responsibilities, you're going to give up a ton of layups. And that's what's happening. We're just giving up a ton of easy shots in the paint, and we're giving up shots off of pin downs and other off-ball screens because he's just not active and nobody's communicating. The Tobias Harris slander needs to stop right now. The Tobias Harris slander needs to stop right now. Give that man a round of applause because he deserves it. The Tobias Harris slander needs to stop. He single-handedly kept us in the game early in the first quarter. He single-handedly I think he has 7 of our first 9 points or 7 of our first 11 points, like keeping us in the game early on when it was way too early to say we were going to get blown out or anything like that, but we could have got ourselves in a really deep hole, and Tobias Harris made sure that didn't happen. Not only that, do you notice who Tobias Harris is guarding at the start of the game? He's guarding Jaylen Brown. Everybody was worried that PJ Tucker and Tobias Harris couldn't play next to each other because who's going to play the 4? He can't guard 3s. Like, he's guarding their shooting guard. Tobias Harris is guarding a 2, and we were worried he couldn't guard 3s. Like, Tobias Harris is the real deal. He's a pro's pro. 14 points, 2 rebounds, a steal, right? Like, some people might say he's not rebounding the ball enough, but it's kind of hard to rebound the ball when you're guarding a shooting guard who's not really getting inside much. You know what I'm saying? But Tobias Harris, we need to start giving that man his flowers because without Tobias Harris, we wouldn't be in this game right now. It would not be a tie game. James Harden playing great, +9. Tobias Harris, +8. Come on, man. He has a better plus-minus than PJ Tucker, Tyrese Maxey, Montrezl, all these guys. All these guys. Tobias Harris is playing out of his mind. Let's check out the chat. Tobias has been great so far. I agree, Merrick. Superhero 18, Tobias Harris did everything I wanted from him. Quick shots, just being an excellent off-ball option for us. Bingo. He's been great off the ball. He's been knocking down shots, and he's been great defensively. So, halftime is wrapping up, which means I'm about to hop off the stream. Again, it's going to be just quick little halftime shows, halftime thoughts. Again, offensively, I don't know what happened to the ball movement. We're super stagnant. We went right back to simple pick and roll with everybody else watching. We need to start lifting those corner guys and getting the ball flying around. Defensively, we need to start communicating better, especially on those off-ball screens where we keep getting lost. And then guys just need to Joel Embiid has to be more active on defense. Toby and James need to keep doing what they're doing. Hopefully Maxey, we finally got some actions for Maxey late in that first half. With about 5-6 minutes left, we actually started running some better offense, some better actions, getting Maxey moving downhill. We need more of that so that he can get things going to the bucket. But second half has started. Appreciate you guys. Don't forget to like the video. You know what I'm saying? Again, these are going to be a little short, 15, 20-minute live streams during halftime just to share my thoughts, what I think we need to change, what I'm seeing, things like that. So I'll see you guys on the next one. And be on the lookout tomorrow. I'm definitely going to be breaking down the film of this game and giving you guys a full film breakdown of Game 1. I'll see you in that video. Peace. Oh, and follow me. Social media, Instagram, Twitter, @SIXERS Breakroom. I'm out.